This is our work hard, play hard fitness formula. This is what we do to be able to go out on the weekends, have fun, have a bit of a party, and then be back on track in the week so we can stay sexy, we can perform well, we can feel good, but we can also have fun. And these are the basic principles we use to allow us to do that. Charlotte is my assistant today, and she's going to give you some little bite-sized chunks of information of how she stays fit and sexy, but also has some fun too. So the first most important thing is track your bloody food. Tracking your calories and your macros holds yourself accountable for what you're putting into your body. This way you can start to structure your week better, perhaps reducing your calorie intake throughout the week and banking up some calories for the weekend where you can have a little bit more freedom, where you can go out and have a meal out with friends or go out for a few beers, and it doesn't matter so much because you've been a bit more disciplined and diligent throughout the week. There's a myriad of other benefits to tracking calories, but banking them for a social event on the weekend is key for you to still have fun and look sexy.
Next up, I like to operate on a 2-day rule. It gives me a little bit more discipline, and basically what it is you don't want to go off routine 2 days in a row. That creates a snowballing effect and it can lead to kind of building up bad habits again. So if you're going to go out and go crazy on the weekend, just make sure the next day you are back on it with tracking your macros and getting back into your workouts.
The next one is to make sure you're following a training program like Charlotte is here. No, but in all seriousness, when you have a structure to follow to, you are going to be way more on it with your training. You're not going to let slip because each week you can see, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Saturdays, I work out at the gym. You have a structure, you have a routine, and it's much more easy to abide by it than saying, oh, I just go to the gym 4 times a week. Because the likelihood is you're not going to follow the principles you tell yourself when you say, I just train 4 times a week. So have non-negotiable standards with yourself saying, these days I train, that is just what I do, and don't go off track by it. Personally, I like to put long runs on a Sunday so I can't get too shit-faced on a Saturday night because I know I've got a 10-miler to do the next day and it's gonna be rancid if I'm way too hungover.
The next one is, and I cannot stress the importance of this enough, focusing on getting that high quality sleep in. If you have gone out on a night and you are sleep deprived by 1,000,001 hours, you really want to make sure you get an early night the next day and continue that throughout the week because it is so important for so many factors such as weight loss, hormone control, sorting all of that stuff out. So it's very necessary.
The fifth and final tip is trying to increase daily expenditure of energy through other means other than just going to the gym or exercise. And you can do this by walking more. But honestly, it seems ridiculous, but the compounding effect of getting more steps in, taking more active routes, taking the stairs instead of the escalator, it really makes a massive difference and massive change. If you live up in town, getting off a tube stop early, getting an extra 1,000 steps in a day, over a week, that's 7,000. Over a month, that's 28,000. Over a year, that's like 300,000 steps extra. So it's just the compounding effect of doing a little bit more each day, taking a more active route, makes a hell of a difference. And if you can get outside in the greenery, you're gonna feel better, you're gonna see the green, which has a dopamine release, and you're just gonna be like, yes, okay? And those are our 5 top tips to get you feeling sexy, looking great, while still being able to go out and have some fun.